This is Lisa Young, and we have been working on ink drawings here on this YouTube channel here of mine. And I filmed a whole new section in this book, and guess who didn't push play? So this time I am going to push play, but you can see I added some more in here from the last time we worked in this little book. But I'm going to try to duplicate some of these. This one here is super simple. So it's just a stem. It's kind of like queen. I'm like trying to duplicate Queen Anne lace. And so the little spirit, like little sprigs that we're shooting off of here, I kind of like them to be uniformish. So like they're the same. So you have a layer of the same length here. And then all I do is I just make these little squiggles at the here. And then it kind of looks off to me, so I'll add some strays just to kind of give it, because I don't like uniformity. So anyway, so I'll add just a few little stray ones, but like sometimes it works out good. I experimented with both, so like having them varied in size on the lengths and then on just uniform. And then I like them both, but I tend to like this one a little better. And so I merged these two with this one and made some that are just kind of not, you know what I mean? I have the uniform ones, and then I have some of these others that are just kind of, and it almost looks like they're to the front of it. And I kind of like that the best. Anyway, so that's this one. So now let's go to this one. This one is, it's, let's see, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. It's like carnation-ish, I'm thinking. Anyways, like, I don't know. I can't remember what the flower was. I have like this wild botanical book, and I just kind of look through and get some ideas and bookmark them in my book. And then when I have time, I'll go play around with them. And so I packed up my botanical book, so I can't even look to see, but I think it is actually a wild carnation of some sort that I'm drawing. So I have these leaves, and I'm just kind of adding some line work to the base and to the top of these leaves. And then for the carnation, so I've created these little stems, and I am just making these little botanical-ish things here. And so I'm just kind of adding some line work to the tip of the blooms and at the base. And then I'll do another one here. But it's like carnation-ish. I don't know, but wild. And you can do whatever you want. Like create a flower from your head if you wanted to. Just kind of, as long as it resembles a botanical, you're golden. Nobody cares. Just have fun with it. And play around with the line work. So I have found like even like playing around with where I add the tension marks to the line work also is helpful. And just kind of when I look at it, just looking at it to make sure there isn't a place that maybe I need a little more tension, and I can see right here, I need a little bit of lines here. And I think the tension's pretty good on this one. Like when I say tension, it's where I add some heaviness to the line work. So it's not like right there, you can see where I added, I can do it up here too. Just going back over that line, adding some of that tension. I think it's pleasing to the eye, and it also adds some interest. Like without even knowing. It's not something big and major, but like just like that. Like I just need to smooth some of this out, and you can see how it just kind of just makes it a little more interesting. Just play around with that tension work, on the tension in different places. I like to do it where things connect a lot of times, or even curve, like on a curve of a botanical line is kind of fun too. But you can see how it just adds a little bit of interest there. I like it. Looks good. Okay, so now I have the skeleton here of a poppy, and all I've done is I've went along and drew the stem, and we're going to add some tension lines, some tension to this line a little bit because it's a little straight. And so I like to just go through and just kind of add some tension to it. It's just a surefire way of adding some interest to a simple botanical line drawing. There we go. And then I'm going to draw the poppy here, the bulb, the seed pod or whatever. And then I just kind of try to, I make like a little line, like a bowl up at the top here, and just make sure I've got enough lines going up. This kind of looks heavy in one place. It looks a little awkward, so I need to add some more here. And then same to the top. I'm just kind of adding some more lines. Like this one got a little rogue, so I'm just going to try to clean that up. There we go. I think it looks pretty good. I got this closer to the top than I like to. I normally like to have a little space there, but I'm just going to go with it. And so then I add these little teardrop shapes. I usually add a few and then fill it in. It's easier if I just kind of, I add one to the, the sides and then the middle, and then just kind of do some line work and fill in where I miss, like where I need to just kind of have more. I'll do that right there. Sometimes I think it needs another one right there. I just keep going until I like the look of it. I got off camera there a little bit, but you can see, I mean, I think they're fun. I might have went thicker on the stalk because I end up making this one bigger. So So I think I'm going to add just a little more weight to it, just by adding a line on the outside of it. I like that a little better. Very nice. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, then my nemesis, the thistle. The thistle and I have fun. Yikes. Okay, so I have thistles here. I'm just going to show you. Let me get to it. Thistles are in here somewhere. I know I do have them because they make me a little crazy. I'm going to open this up a little bit so you can see. Let's see. Poppies. Those wild carnations. There we go. So these are little, and I wanted to just zoom in on the thistle just because I'm struggling with it. These look pretty good now that I'm away from them, but when I'm in the middle of working on them, I'm like, oh my gosh, these just do not look right. And so I thought if I could zoom in and practice a little bit, it might be nice. So let's just see what I have here. So I drew the skeleton of it. So I drew a bulb and then this leaf shape that kind of circles around the top of the thistle. I've been trying to figure out ways that I can make this look all right. And if you look here, I just struggle a little bit. Like this one I kind of like, but this one I got off, and just those outer lines I struggle with. And I like this one the best. And so I thought if I could just make sure that it hits this, you know, this part of the main oval of it, it would be nice. And I always add this extra one that's just like a baby one, and it doesn't need all that stuff. So that's kind of nice. And then these leaves, I like to make more rustic looking. And then the stem has like, I take and add these little marks too, to make them look like they're got little pricklies on them. And so I just kind of, just like the flower, that they have this like little hairs on them. So the first thing we're going to do is work on this thistle. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to come out perfect, but we're going to work on it. So the first thing I like to do is I like to work from the top, and I just kind of add these little spikes off the top, and then I'll go down and add more, going in a circular. So like I follow the shape of the thistle here, like the oval here, and just keep making these little lines. And so if you look on the first video, we do a practice. We practice these marks. And so if you need some extra practice, I would go there. Let's see, maybe I need to zoom in a little bit for you guys here. And so then all I'm doing is just putting my pin down and just pulling up. I can see there's bare spots, but I'm just going to kind of go with it here. I'm just kind of going sort of in the shape. As I go, I will flatten this out. So you'll see this arch that I've been making these marks with will start to flatten out as I get closer to the center. This is not official. This is just how Lisa does it, okay? So now I'm going to start moving it to where I start to go like this. I'm making this very dramatic right here so that you can see. So I start to shift the shape of it to go towards the bottom that way. And then randomly. So if I was working from the bottom, right, we would be going like this. Wouldn't we? Let's see if we go back. See how that bottom flares that way? So that's what we will be working on here. I want to make this leaf a little darker here so that we realize it's not part of that thistle. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go, and I'll work from this bottom up into these upper layers. It's fun to create, but they're really hard to work on. I've found these difficult. So I will be continuing to work on these because I just don't find them as easy. I want them to look a certain way for me. There. And then we're going to add some weight to this here, these little leaf, I don't even know if you'd call them leaves on. If you go look at a thistle, it's just such an interesting, I'm going to add, because I've lost my shape on this. So I'm going to add some just because it probably doesn't have them in real life, but I'm going to because I just like to see this thingy. I'm so technical. Wow. Adding some weight there. And then there's these little stringies that come down. I thought if I could just zoom in on it that I could maybe get better at these littler ones. The good thing about the little ones, you don't see the mistakes so much because you're not zoomed in. So there is that. Okay, and then the leaves, I like them really to have that, so I'm not that ruggedy feel to them. So like I make a bunch of lines and then I do some little sweeping lines, but I kind of like them to have like a rugged, more rugged raw feel to them. Not perfect, just kind of. I want them to be interesting because the plant itself is very rusticy, so I kind of rusticy. I don't know my words. You know what I mean. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this up here. When I'm trying to, I can't do two things at once, so I can't think real well while I'm trying. Especially something like this. This one is my nemesis. I am working on it and I will get better at it because I am practicing. And that's the thing about this, is that if you have a botanical that you're struggling with, and it might seem simple to other people, but for you, it's difficult. Like somebody will look at this and they're like, that's the easiest flower to do ever. That's great, but it's just not the easiest thing for me. I need to practice. So I'll practice this and I know that I will get better at it. The more I draw this, the more I spend time with this, I'll find my own way with the lines, with the way that everything's set up, and it will be mine. I will make it work. I will figure it out and find a way to make this thistle beautiful to me. I think they're beautiful, but mine, I just don't love when I draw them. When I walk away from them, though, that's the other thing about ink drawings. Like you get so zoomed in on them because it is a zoom in art. Like you're not just abstracting it, you're adding details, you're doing all these things. And I do find that when I walk away from this and come back, I'm like, oh, I don't hate that as much as I thought I did. So again, I just kind of add these little, and you work fairly quickly and don't think about it. Just keep going, because if you overthink it, it's whenever I ruin things. Whenever you just have fun and enjoy the marks and the process, guess what? You do better. It's when we overthink that things just get a little. There we go. Okay, so now that's my thistle. I do like the littler ones better, I guess. But this was good practice, though, to zoom in on this one. So let's go. So here's the little ones. Here's the big one. I don't know, I kind of like it, too. I think whenever I walk away from it, that's when the real love comes in. So we just have a few botanicals that we worked on. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. It's just a nice zoom in type of, I don't know, it's almost meditative. I love it. So now I'll just have to come up with some more to enter into this book to do some more. But I was going to show you guys one more. So the last time I did these, I think this was blank. I can't remember. But this had just this leaf pattern, and I added all this other stuff. And so that would be kind of fun to maybe mix some of these into one, just to see the little scenes that you can create. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.